Welcome to the Bright Ideas Podcast.
Any other tips on maximizing deliverability before we move on?
Yeah, so I would say that if you're, like, for example, in spam, or if your email open rates are around or under 15%, especially under 10%, then the thing I would suggest to do is to go to your ESP and create a segment of your most engaged email list subscribers. And you can test this out. I typically do 30 days. And I just send to that segment for 1, 2, 3 weeks, really until I feel comfortable.
You mean to the exclusion of all the other segments? You're going to stop sending to all of them and send only to your most engaged segment?
Yes, exactly. And that's just a way to warm up your list a bit more so that, you can land in the primary inbox or get out of spam. And it's something that I'm doing now a whole lot, that I'm just working with one brand that they were suffering really badly with like a 4% open rate. And
wow.
Yeah, I know. I almost didn't want it. I was like, this seems like it's going to be pretty hard. And then, I just took this approach. I created a plan to where, we could get replies back, and we could improve that sender reputation. And so right now we're hovering around that 15, 16%, which is ideal. But since it was just like pretty much blacklisted a few weeks ago, we're gonna keep at it and, grow that high engaged list. And then I think in a few weeks, I'll probably extend it to about 45 days or 60 days just to get more into that unengaged list. But I think if you're under 15%, especially under 12 or 13, then take a step back, send to your highest engaged list, and entertain them for a little while.
So tell me about the difference between sales and content emails, and when it's best to use each type.
Yeah. So this is a big thing in like e-commerce that I think everyone's been noticing, that their customers really like just reading emails and not being sold to all the time. So that's the difference between sales and content emails, is that sales emails are typically hard sales of, there's probably a launch going on. Maybe there's a holiday and you want to send a really sexy promotion, something discounted that people can go to your website and buy something. But doing that for, consistently and doing only that, it's just going to tire people out. It's the equivalent of, you going to, a friend messaging you and just saying, hey, can you drive me to this place? Or, hey, can I borrow $10? Or, can you buy this from me? Pretty much just asking things from you over and over and over again. So that's when something like a content email comes in. It doesn't need to be anything special. You can actually just look at like a well-known blog site or someone like who's really good on YouTube. You can use listicles. You can give advice. You can even share, bits of social proof, or even reshare your brand story. Anything other than sales emails that people can get more value from you, other than just buying your product. And I tend to do that pretty consistently. I mean, I do that way more than I do sales promos. Of course, in e-commerce, if we want to create like a sales promotion, we can just search like daily holidays, and there'll be like a made up holiday of like, this is the England's dog day or something, and then we can send a promotion like that. But what I've seen is that people still buy from these content emails. Of course, you can test out placing products in your email, but if you have links to your content emails that lead to your site, to different products, then you can still get a lot of sales from that. I know that I do with several of my clients, and I kind of stick almost like 80% content emails, and then save the sales promotions for maybe once a month, or if there's like a special holiday. But I think giving people another reason to open your emails other than to buy something, that's going to condition them to do it always, especially when they do need to buy something, because they'll say, oh, Trent store messaged me. I like their emails. I kind of want to see what they're going to say today, or, I like that topic. So it's definitely a balance. And I think I've seen a lot of people kind of fail at that because, maybe they run out of content, or they just don't feel right doing that because they just want the sale. We all want the sale. So
Stitch Fix is horrible for this. I'm on Stitch. Yeah. I am a customer of Stitch Fix, and I get an email, hey, click here, buy this thing every day without fail.
There you go. There's an example of it right now. And
and I don't open any of them.
Yeah, exactly. And you're not the only one. I guarantee you're not the only one.
Yep. All right. Within the context of what we've been talking about, what are some of the ways that a brand can boost average order value and lifetime value?
Yeah. So my favorite ways to boost the average order value is, once they have that first purchase, is to kind of reiterate what I just said before. Is to want to make them feel good about it, but then also, offer them something that could benefit, that pairs really well with the product they just bought. So some type of cross sell or an upsell that makes sense. I like to be more specific with it. So if someone buys, I typically don't just say, 20% off store wide, get anything. So I like to be a little more sophisticated with it, and create like a certain flow, certain automation that helps them with the product they just bought. And then, and kind of always keeping that data of what someone buys. And always, I think that's something I should have mentioned, is just always having data on what people are doing, things they bought, how often they visit the site, and creating automations and just being very strategic with that information, because the more detailed you get, then the better offers you can send them, the better content you can send them. And that itself is going to give you more ideas to increase the AOV, as well as the lifetime value, because you want to keep them alive, and you do that by having really great emails that keep them engaged, that are exciting to read, that they're actually excited to open to. And I'm not sure if I'm not like a numbers expert, but maybe my lifetime value on Chubbies or something is just huge, because I've just been on their list for 6 years. But that's a good way to keep customers in the loop and connected to your brand. And you don't need to be in your face and sending emails every day and things like that. I know that does happen, and that's kind of a big thing that experts say, email every day, you're leaving money on the table. But as long as you do it consistently, and you give them content they actually like, then that lifetime value is going to keep extending, because maybe they'll go 6 months without buying, but once they do, you're going to be first in mind. So I think that would be my tidbits there on how to boost the AOV and LTV.
All right, Francis, your company is storiesandcopy.com. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show. Is there any final thing you want to add, or is there any question I should have asked you before we wrap?
No, I think we covered just about everything on our list there, and I'm pretty sure I rambled on many of the things, and I'm sure I kind of veered off once or twice. So nothing really comes to mind, but my website, storiesandcopy.com. If you have a question, if you want to join my own email list and get daily tips on email and copy, then just follow me there. And Trent, thanks for having me. This was a blast.
All right, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show, Francis. Thanks so much.
Cheers.